So does this sound familiar? This whole Machiavelli thing? I mean, it sounded very familiar to me, but I'm also, I was also in junior high in the early '90s, and I was in high school in the mid to late '90s. I graduated in 2001. So the reason why this is probably quite familiar to some of you guys is because some of you guys probably listened to or have heard of Tupac. While in prison in the 1990s, Tupac dove deep into the literary work The Prince by Machiavelli, even releasing his last album under the pseudonym Machiavelli. His last album is riddled with references to the book, and conspiracy theories have and still surround the rapper's death um, for the reason that he died right after this, was made, right after all of this album was made. So there's a lot of foreshadowing within the album. Some of the videos that were like, if you look at the video Hail Mary, is talking about how not necessarily what it's talking about, but in the video, like the music video, the uh, the rapper it kind of alludes to the idea that he may have faked his death. If you look at I mean, the very end of it, like it's like he dies, and if you look at the very end of it, lightning strikes his grave, his headstone, and the the undertakers come, or the people who take care of um, the cemetery come by, and like there's nobody in the grave, blah blah blah, a bunch of other stuff. So it basically um, kind of foreshadows what's going to happen to him, even though there's no way that he could have known that that was actually what was going to happen. Um, so most of the book is centered around the need for for leaders to look moral in front of people, while disregarding morality for the necessity of the betterment of themselves in the kingdom. It's kind of the same thing as most of this stuff was centered around. So if it looked familiar, that's the reason why.